Hello, hello, and welcome to today's subscriber contract. Beanch dude, welcome to PlayStation 2, set in Sapienza and supplied to us today by Sad X Games. So with no briefing, we'll move straight on to our targets, and today we have 4 of them, along with 2 objectives. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting as the mansion security, and we'll be bringing with us the sedative bubblegum, some coins, and a Seeker 1. So right from the start and off the bat, this is a difficult one. I'm not going to lie to you. I have attempted this around 50 times and I've only successfully managed it twice. It is very, very inconsistent, so we will not be getting a silent assassin on this particular run. So I do everything exactly the same. So right from the start, we're going to hide behind the wall until the gentleman in the guard's office where the surveillance system is located finishes his cigarette. We're then going to shoot our first target in the back with the Seeker 1. He is going to get sick and he is going to make his way into Francesca's office bathroom. We're going to go over the roof so that we can go through a locked door from the wrong side, then unlocking the door, or thus unlocking the door. When our target joins us, we can then pounce on him, render him unconscious, and we're going to drag him all the way over to the observatory roof, and we're going to throw him off. Now, unfortunately, one of our objectives is all bodies must be hidden in a crate, regardless of whether they're an accident elimination or not. So even if we're going to drop this guy off of a roof and it will count as an accident, we still need to hide the body. So we can't just throw him over any ledge, we need to be able to retrieve him before anybody else spots him. So this is probably the best place to do that. We could have just thrown him over any balcony or off of any roof, but we would have never have got to him before somebody else finds the body, bags him up and starts taking him away. So we're just going to drop him off the roof onto the observatory stairs, and then we can quickly collect up the body and we can drag him into the observatory where there is a handy dandy crate ready and waiting for us. So one target taken care of. Our next target is one of the 2 tricky ones, and she is currently located down at the harbour. So we're going to make a beeline for the harbour area. Now, as I said, I've tried this multiple times, and it's this young lady is one of the key areas where you're liable to lose your silent assassin rating. So at about the 4-minute mark, our target will be making her way out along the pier, and we want to be in position and ready for when she does that. So we're just going to make our way through the Caruso Villa, down through the restroom area, grabbing ourselves the key card and letting ourselves out through the back door. Try not to bump into Mrs. Carrington there, as she will come in, be important later on. When we get to the Harlequin, we're going to stop briefly and grab all of his coins. They too will come in handy later on. We're then going to make our way out onto the pier. There is the young lady, and there's a couple of people we need to keep an eye on. This gentleman on the bench just to our right there, we need to make sure that he vacates the area when the young lady comes along. And we also need to make sure that up on that upper level there isn't a young lady, as you can see, in a bikini and a white hat. Now she will be there about 50% of the time. As you can see, she's not there right now, and the gentleman in the bench in the yellow hat will hopefully leave. If all of that falls into place, basically if that gentleman in the yellow hat is still sat there when our target, this young lady in the purple trousers, arrives, he will see us push her into the water, and alternatively the young lady in the white hat, if she's up on that upper air level, if she's in the area, she too will see us push our target into the water. So you need to make sure that neither of those two are present when our target arrives. And like I said, it is very temperamental. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. Sometimes the gentleman on the bench will not leave, and sometimes he does. So if all of that goes according to plan, our next port of call will be underneath the promenade, and our next target is the guard here, and this is where our coins are going to come into place. So we're going to leave a trail of 6 coins, which is the 3 we've brought with us and the 3 we collected from the Harlequin. I'm just going to wait for Mrs. Carrington to make her way down the stairs. Now if you bump into her, she will be delayed, and this will take even longer, which is why we tried to avoid her as we were coming down the stairs off of the promenade. So once all of our coins are nicely spaced out and around the corner there, we're going to head off to the pier area where there are 2 gentlemen currently fishing. We're going to trigger their conversation, and then the gentleman in the blue shirt will vacate the area. So all we have to do now is make our way back to the tunnel underneath the promenade and await for our target, who should be well into finding the coins by now. So he's going to be making his way along here. By the time he gets to the last coin, the gentleman on the pier should have finished his conversation and vacated the area. There he goes. There's also a young lady who comes over and stands over by the bicycle, and she should also vacate the area by the time our target here gets to the last coin. We may even see her walk past as we are rendering our target unconscious. Now in all of my other runs, except for any recorded runs, I have managed to get this guy into the water and dispose of him without any fuss. Unfortunately, as soon as I hit record, every single time I try and put this guy in the water, I am spotted. And I don't know what's different. The timing is the same, everything I've done is exactly the same, but when I'm not recording, I get away with this absolutely scot-free. When I am recording, someone up on the cliff face sees us every time. I don't know why. Like I say, if I'm not recording, it works perfectly. He's just up there somewhere out of sight. Whenever I am recording, he would spot me, regardless of how better or worse the rest of the mission goes. So we're just going to carry on, because I've been at this, I believe, for about 3 hours now, trying to get this recorded. And anytime I practice it and try to work out what's going on, I get it done almost perfectly, apart from a few slip-ups that I cause. And then as soon as I hit record, that guy, whoever he is, will spot me. So we're going to make our way back through the old town, and we're going to turn on the radio and wake up the private investigator, who is then going to call Francesca DeSantis. They're going to go for a meeting down on the pier, and when that meeting is over, the private investigator will make his way into the town hall and up the tower. Now I've tried numerous different methods for getting rid of him, and now I know you can drop him down into the well, which is usually the preferred method, but because the body has to be hidden, we can't use that method. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our way up into the town hall tower, and we're going to prepare ourselves. We have plenty of time. We have a good 15 minutes possibly. So we're going to make our way into the security room. We're going to render the guard in here unconscious. We're going to deposit him in the crate provided, as that is an objective. We're going to take care of the surveillance system, which means we can now move around on the stairs. We're next going to take care of the kitchen assistant who frequents this area, who again is out of position. He should at this point already be outside the tower having his cigarette, along with the other kitchen assistant from the basement. but for some reason he is very much behind schedule and we get spotted for a second time. So like I said, in all my practice runs, he would already be outside the front door we have just passed there. So everybody seems to be out of sequence, even though the timing is exactly the same. So again, we need to hide the body, so we're going to deposit him in the chest freezer in the basement. Just as the other kitchen assistant returns, we're going to render him unconscious. Okay. It really doesn't matter if he sees us now. So there we go. So we've been spotted about 3 times now, although we shouldn't have been spotted at all really. But once we spotted the gentleman putting the bodyguard in the water, I kind of lost all interest in trying to maintain any semblance of a silent assassin rating. We're going to take the sedative bubblegum and we're going to drop it on the floor outside of the door leading to the ice cream parlor. We're then going to make our way up a little way, up a few flights of stairs, and we're going to wait right here for, as I said, a good 10 to 15 minutes. Again, it's very inconsistent. This is probably one of the most inconsistent contracts I've had for a very long time. No one seems to follow their own rules. So eventually the private investigator will make his way back from the harbour area. He does dilly-dally around out in the plaza for a little while, but eventually he makes his way into the tower and we can then throw him over the balcony once he's rendered himself unconscious. And again, because it's an objective, even though it's an accident elimination, we do need to hide the body. Luckily enough, there are plenty of freezers down in the basement. So we're just going to drag him round and into the basement. We've only filled 1. I believe there are about 4 or 5 down here. So we have plenty of places to put the private investigator before we can finally make good our escape. The nearest available safe exit will be the Volkswagen Beetle exit just across the plaza, and we can make good our escape. And with any luck, we will get a bonus elimination of the tourist who is usually stood out in the road here. And it looks like he's not here today. Unfortunately, we don't get our bonus elimination. So there we go, one more subscriber contract taken care of, and we get confirmation all of our targets at the very least were eliminated according to plan. We met our objectives, but we do not get a silent assassin rating. And as I said right at the start, it can be done. I have managed it twice out of about 50 attempts. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.